Good morning, everyone. This is the last day of the month, and this is my third episode of 15 Minutes With. And this morning, I'm joined by the lovely Liz Campbell Holroyd, White Rock resident, member and supporter of Parkinson's disease of the Society of Canada. Yes, that is correct. Yes, Liz?
Yes. I'm Parkinson's Society of BC, and I'm also a board member on the Pacific Parkinson's Research Institute.
Okay, I'm just going to keep you here for a few moments, but for those that don't know you, because you have been on my Matt TV, for those that are hearing and seeing you for the first time, just give us a bit of background about yourself, and then we'll move on to some more topics that are happening right now.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on today, Matt. I appreciate that. And well, in 2010, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And, I had a tremor in my finger. I'd read all Michael J. Fox's books. So I immediately thought I had Parkinson's, even though for the next 6 months, I pushed it out of my head and tried to convince myself it was something else that was less serious. But I eventually went to a neurologist, and it was confirmed that I had Parkinson's disease, and I was sent out to the Movement Disorder Clinic at UBC to see a specialist in Parkinson's there, and they confirmed that I did indeed have Parkinson's, idiopathic Parkinson's disease, which means they don't know why I got it. I don't have any family history or anything like that. I'm going into my 11th year. When I was diagnosed, they tell you it's really crazy, because they tell you, well, you say to them, okay, I have this, what are we going to do? Well, how am I going to be in next month, a year? We don't know, they tell you. They have no idea how you're going to progress. With myself, there is some kind of research into the fact that when you start out with a tremor, which I did for the most part, that my progression might be slower. And it has turned out to be that way, which I'm very grateful for. 11 years into it, I'm still doing quite well. I play tennis, I play golf. Not great, but I do play golf. And, I'm pretty active. I do a lot of exercise to keep myself healthy, and a lot of mental wellness too, reduce stress, because stress is very hard on people with Parkinson's. So, and over that time, I've kind of met a lot of people with Parkinson's disease and support people who have introduced me to sort of groups, advocating for Parkinson's disease. And I have done what I can. I join where I can. And, because another thing of Parkinson's disease that every person with Parkinson's disease shares, because it is a unique experience for every person that's diagnosed, but we all share one thing in common: our energy. Our energy is reduced severely. And so you have to really manage that. And you can't take on everything you'd like to, but you do the best you can.
Okay, well, I'm certainly glad that you had the energy to hang out with me this morning. You're just a fabulous lady. And I'm going to pull some things from your social media. And I just want to start off with a quote, something that you have on one of your social media sites. And I'm quoting here: "I no longer listen to what people say. I watch what they do. Behavior never lies." That's a quote from Winston Churchill. Who are you watching right now? Like, who's an inspiration for you?
Well, I would have to say that I have met so many amazing individuals since I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. I've met people that have progressed way quicker than I have, that deal with much more than I do in terms of symptoms. And I am so inspired by their attitudes and how they fight, and I think with anybody, when you get anything that's you're diagnosed with any kind of chronic illness, it's very humbling. Things all of a sudden come into laser focus view. The rear view mirror just doesn't matter anymore. It's all forward. And I have learned, like everybody, I have my own judgment times in my life. I've gone through all that journey. We all do. But I just don't have that anymore. I really every day focus on the joys in the world. And, I'm not being Pollyannish. That's not what I mean. I just focus on the joys in the world and my world.
Well, I was going to ask you what do you worry less about now? Like, what are you grateful for in this last day of the month of 2021?
I am grateful for our healthcare system here in Canada. Nothing's perfect, but boy, it's sure great compared to a lot of places in the world.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for my family, my friends that are my true friends that check in with me, and you can tell they want to hear how you're doing, because a lot of people don't, right? Like, it's hard for them to hear. They don't want
I
to
was
see you
gonna,
decline.
yes, I was gonna say about your network of friends. If you would, give them a grade out of 10, I'm sure it would be like an 11 out of 10.
Amazing. I've got some amazing friends. I've got some amazing people that support me here where we live in White Rock and
Mhm.
South Surrey. Starting the Parkinson Super Walk, which I can't remember if you were at the first one or the second one, but
I was at one of those. Yes,
yeah, but we haven't
yes,
been able to
uptown.
do it, obviously, in the last
Mhm.
couple of years in physical person because of the pandemic. But yeah, just a group of ladies just got, and Lori, Lori Ishikawa, she
Mhm.
got right behind me and helped me
Mhm.
get that off the ground because she knows so many people and connected me. And, that was just wonderful.
Yes.
So yeah, I have a lot of great people behind me.
One more personal thing, and then we'll move on to the PD Avengers.
Hmm.
Would you consider yourself a stubborn person? And if so, how do you use it to your advantage? Have you been called stubborn
Yes,
before?
yes, I would definitely say I'm independent, I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn though, I feel, in a good way. Um, and I'm a person that just does not go half, the glass half empty. I've never been like that in anything. And this is no different, sort of having Parkinson's disease or dealing with it. And the way that I'm stubborn is I just, I refuse to give up. I refuse to get up every morning and go, I can't do this, rather
Mhm.
than what I do is I can do this, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes, yes.
yeah, and that's how I sort of deal with it. And but I think it just kind of comes sort of naturally, I suppose, to me. um, I think it's a better way to live, right? Like,
Mhm.
no matter, even if you don't have Parkinson's disease, it's just a better way to live. You
Absolutely.
know?
This is the last day of April. This was Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month. For you, did you have any expectations at the beginning of the month? Was it like a roller coaster ride with, different stories that may have been told and shared? What was the month like for you personally?
It was a very reflective month because, yes, with Parkinson's, April being Parkinson's Awareness Month, I read a lot of things on the Parkinson's Society website. There was a beautiful letter on there that I actually posted on my Facebook from a young man whose father had Parkinson's, and he was
Mhm.
diagnosed when this young man was a teenager, when it was all about him.
Mhm.
And he just wrote this beautiful letter reflecting upon his father and just, about the fact that when he was a teenager, just wrapped up in himself, his father battled through all this, always stayed positive and always kind to him. And it was a real testament to his dad and a real lovely letter. And I just thought that was just really great for him to do that, because I think for people with any disease, particularly and Parkinson's, because it is progressive and it is invisible for a lot of people, right? For the most part. So you don't like to talk about it too much because, people, you don't want to burden people, I think is probably the best way to put it.
Mhm.
Um, so it was really nice for him to sort of, give that testament to his father.
I just want to touch on one of the things that you just said, how quickly this is a neurological condition. It's the fastest growing condition in the world. And for some reason, maybe you can fill in the blanks as to why the UN uh, still will not recognize to have a Parkinson's disease awareness month or days. Can you just fill in the blanks with that for me?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think it's because they're not, not wanting to. I think it's like
Mhm.
anything, right? Advocacy, Parkinson's is growing. I mean, they say it's going to double in the
Mhm.
next 10 years. I mean, they're saying it's going to be a pandemic. And people are getting diagnosed younger and younger. It is not an old person's disease. I was 51. I mean, I probably had it when I was 45, but I had little symptoms I didn't recognize. A lot of people get diagnosed 30s, some in their 20s. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I think it just hasn't been on the radar. I mean, they've got a lot of things on the radar. I believe that it will be, because we are advocating through PD Avengers and, you know, to have it recognized, because it is important to
Well,
get it out there. Yeah.
well, when you go to the pdavengers.com website, I just want to, they use the actual words of "you're demanding change." So just talk about the PD Avengers as a global alliance of people with Parkinson's disease, their family, friends, partners. There's like 62 countries involved, 54 organizations and events all coming together. Why are we at a point in 2021 where you have to actually use the phrase demanding change?
Well, and it's interesting because with the pandemic, we saw how quickly the vaccines were produced. And, you know, I mean, in Parkinson's disease, for research trials up until this point, you know, from the time a research trial starts to the time you get a pharmaceutical drug for it is eons. So, you know, this all came to light for PD Avengers. And, you know, it was like, well, if we can move that quickly when it's a global pandemic to get, you know, because what happens is the red tape got cut out, right? And that's what we want for Parkinson's disease. We want to see, you know, it's 200 years old, Parkinson's disease, right? And we still have the same drug, which is a wonderful drug, levodopa, for people with Parkinson's. It helps them manage and move for the most part. And we're grateful for that. But we just feel that there are, you know, we are on the horizon. We keep getting told that of better treatments and different drugs and therapies. And we just really want to move that along because the younger people are getting diagnosed. You know, I mean, older people are important too, but we got young people getting diagnosed and it robs them of their life. And I mean, you know, when they get diagnosed that young.
Well, I think that's why, and I know at the very beginning of this conversation, you talked about that you have been following the life of Michael J. Fox. Just recently, former NBA star Brian Grant, he is now a PD Avenger. What does it mean to you when people of status are coming to the forefront and, you know, fighting right alongside you?
Everything, absolutely everything. I mean, I'd have a poster of Michael J. Fox in my, you know, in my home. I'm so thankful for him because he brought Parkinson's disease a global awareness. And the more and more celebrities or, you know, major athletes that join in, and particularly for PD Avengers, I mean, of course, it just raises us up in awareness. And that's what we're trying to do because we want to get a lot of people signed up on PD Avengers. And you can go to pdavengers.com and sign up, become a PD Avenger. It does not cost anything. We are not raising money. We just want a global alliance of people. You know, we want to demonstrate that we've got this mass of people behind us demanding change.
Well, I think I'll be doing that at the end of this chat.
Absolutely. Great.
You're just such an amazing woman. I just want to close with this. The month of April, we're closing that chapter. What's happening with the Parkinson Society of Canada, with the Parkinson Society of BC for the month of April moving forward?
Well, you know what, the Parkinson's Society of BC, I'm a little closer in line with because they're here in BC and they are a support group to all of us with Parkinson's disease. They are constantly, you know, putting up new information on their website. They have, with the pandemic, we've had a lot of Zoom exercise programs, support. They've got counseling services. I mean, they're always there. They're a phone call away. And moving forward, they also do research through, you know, Parkinson's, the Parkinson's Society, and they contribute towards that. But they support people directly with Parkinson's disease. And that's what the Parkinson's Super Walk, that's their biggest fundraiser, right? Every year in September, every year.
Okay.
very important. So they will continue to do that. They are, without them, I think a lot of people would be they would be very isolated and alone with this disease. So they're incredibly, incredibly important.
Liz, I'm so thankful that you were able to take some time out of the last day of the month.
I know, into me. Here comes the sun.
The sun, I guarantee you by the end of the day, I bet we'll see a sunset here in White Rock tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think we are all ready for some nice sunshine. Right?
Yes. I know it's been gone for like 48 hours.
Yeah, I know. Come back. Thanks,
Liz,
Matt.
always a pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Sounds great.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.